Hi friends! I thought we could read a book that's a favorite of my class today. In the story, the peddler wears caps and he tries to sell them, and a cap is like a really fancy hat. So he takes his caps, and instead of wearing them on his back, he wears them on his head. And in the story, he takes a nap, and all of a sudden his caps go missing. So let's read the story together and see if you can figure out what happened to the caps. It is called Caps for Sale, A Tale of the Peddler, Some Monkeys, and Their Monkey Business. And it was told and illustrated by Sfr Zablankia. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had his own check cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. I wonder if it's easy or hard to balance all those caps on your head. He walked up and down the street, holding himself very straight so as to not upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of the town slowly, so as not to upset his caps. I wonder why no one bought caps today. I wonder if he'll sell any caps in the country. Let's find out. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own check cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. What do you notice about this picture? Is there something missing? But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. Where do you think the other caps went? He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked in back of him, no caps. And he looked behind the tree, no caps. Where do you think he should look next for his caps? Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? Do you remember the title? I think it gave us a clue. If you said monkeys, you were right. Look at this picture, it's really funny. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. What would you say? "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tch, tch, tch, tch." This made the peddler angry. He shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him. Tis, tis, tis. How do you think that's going to make the peddler feel now? Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Tis, tis, tis." By the time the peddler was really very, very angry, he stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Tis, tis, tis." So is yelling at these monkeys working, friends? I don't think so. I wonder what he's going to try next. At last he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap and he threw it on the ground. And he began to walk away. But then each monkey pulled off his cap. What do you think the monkey did? And all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. The monkeys were mocking the peddler, and so when he threw his cap down, of course the monkeys are going to throw their caps. Sometimes that's what monkey business is messing around or being funny, but the peddler did not find this funny at all. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own check cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." So did you figure out what monkey business is? Yeah, that's being really silly. So in the story, the monkeys were doing some monkey business, right? They were mocking the peddler. The peddler in the story did not find the monkeys that funny, but the monkeys thought they were super funny. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed our story called Caps for Sale. Have a good day.